Hello, Dark Moon Doll here. Today I want to talk to you guys about meditation. Meditation has been so difficult for so many people for so many years because they have a hard time of what they feel like calming down their thoughts, slowing their thoughts down. Now, the main thing to think about when you're embarking upon a path of wanting to meditate at least twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, think about the breath. If you have a hard time like chanting mantras, or think of anything in particular, just by closing your eyes and listening to your breath, you can sink into a very deep state of meditation. By just listening to your breath and feeling your chest go up and down, the rhythm of it, it can lull you into a trance-like state. If you don't have like what you would call tools to help you, i.e., incense, crystals, different herbs that people drink before embarking upon a meditational journey, because for some people it can be a journey. Um, if it's new to you, definitely just sit down and just relax. That's the first step. Um, a good way for people who have a hard time meditating to meditate is to go somewhere, if you can, that's quiet. If you're trying to meditate, this just seems like a no-brainer. If you're trying to meditate in a space that's filled with people, then you're not going to be able to have the peace that you want. There are some yogis, gurus, and witches, and you can go on down the line of all the magical type of beings on earth who've tapped in to that serenity and that peace. They find their spot, their place that they go to when they are in need of some healing. And a lot of times that's why people like to meditate too, because they're in need of some healing. So if you're having a problem with meditating, don't worry. The more that you worry about the problem the worse it gets for you. So just relax. Try to find things that you enjoy doing that are very relaxing and don't involve a lot of extraneous activity. For me, if I can't meditate, what I like to do is draw. So I'll draw, and it'll bring me to a sense of kind of a deep state trance, like where I'm just not deep state, a deep trance-like state where I'm really relaxed and really focused, yet peaceful at the same time. When I create these drawings that I call stream of consciousness drawings, um, I like to do those when I can't just sit down and meditate, because they take me out of whatever feelings that I'm feeling at the time, whatever craziness that's going on in my mind. It helps to slow things down. I recently started on this drawing, and it's almost finished actually. So I'm going to pause this video and show you the drawing and talk to you more about my drawings and why I do them and why I find that they're very, very, very relaxing to do, and it helps you to focus in on something that's positive and not something that's negative, because that's something that it's easy for us to do when we're meditating. We've got all of these thoughts that come to us. A lot of them may be negative, maybe more negative than positive. So a lot of times it helps to do a different type of meditation instead of just sitting here and chanting. I like to chant. I do chants. I like to do chants every day. Sometimes I actually say the chants. Sometimes I just listen to them. And there's two sources that I use for chanting. Chants, different chants. One is Dr. Pillai, and then there's another one called Dhiren Guru. So he's really good, not pretty good, he's really good. He has meditations for everything, and chants for everything you could think of. And I'll give you his website and description below. Both of their websites, actually. Um, Very peaceful, relaxing meditations. You can make these meditations yourself. The way that people end up making meditations is they tap into their own sense of calm, and then they're able to help others if they want to be helped with it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab that drawing and show it to you and talk a little bit more about stream of consciousness art. Okay, I'm back. So here's the drawing that I've been working on for a bit. And this drawing came about when I was working at the laundromat, and not working at the laundromat, when I was waiting for my laundry to get ready at the laundromat. I was waiting for the wash and dry. So lately what I've been doing is drawing while I'm waiting. And it really helps me to stop thinking about things that I can't do anything about. And it puts me in a relaxed meditative state. With what's going on right now, it's enough to get people who have anxiety or are prone to anxiety attacks to feel very anxious and not want to do anything and not want to really be a part of what's going on right now. And I, for one, can understand that. So in order to keep your center and stay grounded, meditation is very important, no matter what it is that you do. I mean, when I draw these drawings, I just bring out what I've got. The color pencils that I have is what I have, and I use those and I pick the colors intuitively. And these specific colors can be geared to help heal. Like you've got green for the heart chakra. You've got red for the, I believe that's the root chakra. And you've got all kinds of things, orange in there, pinks, blue in there. So all of these colors, when I was looking at this drawing, it really soothes my mind, because these are all colors that are helping to make me feel a lot more relaxed and a lot more calm and mellow. I feel like we need to live in a society where it's not always some sort of fear being raised up, fear energy being raised up all the time. When we finally start to, exhale, and we're able to, fulfill the task that we wanted to fulfill. Before we came here, we knew what we wanted to do, but when we got here, we didn't realize how challenging it was going to be with all the ruckus going on and all the unnecessary dramas occurring. So, please do find something that's relaxing. If you can't sit in meditation in a quiet area, because sometimes that's really hard to find, a quiet area, especially if you live in an apartment like I do. I get to the point where I have to go, or I'll put earplugs in and meditate, or I'll have to go to the park and get somewhere else out in nature, just so that I'm not around about a bunch of noise and what appears to be dramatic like situations unfolding in front of me. So if you're having a hard time with meditation, I can understand that. When I first started meditation, I had a book by this man called Jack Kornfield, and it's called A Path with Heart. He's a Buddhist. I don't know if he's still around, still here on this earth, but he's a Buddhist, and he had a lot of really great things to say, and had a lot of really awesome meditations within that book. And it helps you to get out of this 9 to 5 craziness, and helps you to sit down and relax and come back to your center and come back to yourself. Come back to why you're here in the first place. We have to remind ourselves that every day. And that's what meditation does. The more you do it, the more you reinforce your belief in wanting to do what you came out here to do. Because we can get so confused and so frustrated and so distracted by so much that has been thrown at us. Literally feels like. So if you feel like you can't meditate what would seem to be the traditional way, then just sit down and find something creative to do in a peaceful environment. And that is just as good as meditation, because it's another form of meditation. Not everybody can have an absolutely quiet area to find their calm and their peace in. It sounds a little, contradictory. Um, a lot of times what I do, because I live in an apartment building, and there's always some sort of noise going on. And there can be some spaces in between in the day where it's not that noisy, but it's just a noisy apartment complex because it's huge here, over 100 units here. So lots of noise going on, especially with what's going on, uh, this big event that has been playing out since March. Since that's been going on, lots of children here, so it's like a huge preschool or something. But you have to find somewhere to, even though all that's going on with me, and sometimes I can't always get out and away from it. So I'll usually put on some music a little bit louder than what's outside, and tune into what I'm working on, the art that I'm working on. A lot of people are going to start to get more into being, realizing that they're a creative being, and start to create art more, because they realize that after they make something, you feel good. It's a sense of release when you're creating art, I found, for a lot of artists, and including me. Um, and it heals a lot of people too, as well as yourself. So thanks for joining me today for Sunday meditation. It wasn't really a meditation going on, but I was just wanting to reach out to those who are having a hard time with meditating, especially right now, trying to get your mind out of things that you don't want to be obsessing over all the time. Um, and that's the challenge, but we're up for the challenge. So definitely find some way to meditate, whatever form that takes, and you'll be a more centered and grounded person, and you'll be able to handle whatever comes to you right now in this time a lot easier, because there's so many people that are flying off the handle because they're emotional. They don't know what to do. This whole thing is taking people by a complete surprise. They didn't expect this to happen. Nobody did. So, but anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found anything within this video to be helpful. If you'd like to know more about meditation, feel free to look up a lot of these, look up some books on meditation, and start reading them and start meditating yourself. There's a gazillion books out there on meditation. Um, as I mentioned, the one that I spoke of was Jack Kornfield, A Path with Heart. That's a really good one. There's all kinds of meditational books and all kinds of inspiring people who have had great success with meditation for various reasons. I found it tremendously helpful for anxiety, and when I feel stressed out beyond belief, I have to put down what I'm doing and just meditate, whatever form that means. Whether it means stop what I'm doing and sit down and draw and relax, or sit down and just close my eyes with my palms up and just listen to my breath. And sometimes that's not always easy to do because I hear a lot of activity outside my window. So those meditations aren't always possible. When that's not possible, a lot of times what I like to do is put on some chants, put them on, and I'll put them on loud so they can feel it, and I'll chant along with it. Or sometimes I'll just listen to it and chant in my mind to bring me to that sense of calm and relaxing feeling. So, alrighty guys, thanks for joining me today, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the likes and shares, and if you'd like to subscribe to this channel, please do. If you'd like to donate to this channel, you can go to my PayPal or Google Pay, and what I can do in exchange for your donation is create a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork for you, or a video that is a topic of your choosing to appear on this show. So thank you so much for joining me. Brightest blessings to you all, and I will see you soon. and try to stay as peaceful as you can.